Good morning. Good morning from Texas. Welcome to the beginning of Squirrel's Garden. This is going to be filmed with my iPhone, so I apologize for any shakiness. I'll work on getting a nice camera. These are all the starts for this season. Most of these are very cheap. Most expensive stuff, like those two from Lowe's, were $25 each. That was like 15 or 20 for a bonsai. That's just a pretty. Everything else is food. Those are pretties. Passion fruits. We have grapes. Grape. That is. Dang. Give me a minute. I'll remember it. These are all grapes. Red currant, that's what that is. Red currant. Okay, so that's goji berry, goji berry, goji berry. No, goji berry. Goji berry, goji berry. Pussy willow. Pussy willow. Strawberry. All the green twigs are blueberry babies. Those two small pots are papaya. Just like that big one right there. Dwarf Moore Park apricot. Storm got to it a little too bad. It's recovering. Same with the Red Haven peach dwarf. It's recovering. This is a guava. That's the papaya. Elderberry, elderberry. And that's a shiny puppy. And there's the shadow puppy. Let's take a tour of the garden, shall we? We got a ton of different onions down here. Onions in the tomato bed. This one is indeterminate. It's a cherry determinate, and then like a big beef steak indeterminate. The rest of these are just random tomatoes. I have no idea. I lost the tags for them all. I don't care. We're just growing. What's this one? Cantaloupe. Awesome. You got rosemary back in there. Interplanting all your herbs and your root garlics and onions will help in the garden. It's not a surefire 100%, but it helps. We've got early potatoes coming up. I got all those you see up are the small russets, and the large russets are just barely starting to come up. They'll be up in a few more weeks. Get out of my garden. Shine. Thank you. Listen. Okay, so we have cucumber, onions, asparagus, sweet basil, parsley, okra, more parsley, Cherokee purple tomato. And we've got more cucumber back here. What's this one? Storm has wrecked everything. That's a cucumber as well. So let's keep going here. Haven't decided when I want that 4-foot wide, 18-inch tall bed is going to be just yet. Well, this is what I did with this one. 3 plum trees. I ain't never seen that before. Y'all are gonna flip when you see this, how it interacts this season and next season. I just planted these this week. They all flowered and started fruiting in the small pots. Got them in triangle formation. Spaced out pretty good. I would say that's approximate 3 feet triangle between all of them. I try my best to do that. I have this affection for threes. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Even the spacing between that metal bin and that metal bin was approximate 3 feet. It's shifted. Anyway, we got Satsuma. That's that little flat clementine looking thing you get at the grocery store. I just finished tying it out last night before dark. Probably should do this one too. But it looks okay the way it is. I kind of like that shape. As you can see, I do the peach trees the same. This peach tree was the better of the two that got sent. Somebody decided to take their graft, a gnarly graft. That's like rookie mistake right there. You don't leave that indentation like that. That can cause serious disease, infection, and death. Also, I'm gonna have to grow out a new Y here. And this structure looks okay. For the most part, this one is pretty good. This is a nectarine. It's got a couple fruit on it. Yes, it looks all odd and bushy, but I just planted these. They have fruit on them. I'm not going to disturb them. I want roots to grow, and that's fine. Here's another one of the Satsumas. I did a very open center last night. See, I can try to use bonsai method and pulling method on both the orange trees to get them open up, kind of give it some more structure. And that way I can have more of a bush as it grows up and out. And here's my other peach tree. It's a twin to the last one. It's got some good new growth on it already. Now, my complaint about this one is that they cut the Y right out. So I'm gonna have to regrow one of these out. I'm keeping these two to reflect those two side shoots. And I've got 2 pairs in the back that point outward. So with that said, they left this stupid arm that was like way out here pointed down to the ground, right? Let me zoom out. There we go. So this whole thing right here was just flopped like way down here. So I propped it up on its pole it came with, and I zip tied it a couple times, and it's got about that much new growth from, well, no, that much from my thumb. That's the first zip tie. That's the second zip tie 2 days ago. So I zip tied it down, and it curves all the way back down. Now we have this shoot coming up here. Gonna come up here like this. So this is just gonna be a work in progress. You can't really see it because of the bushiness in the camera, but this is gonna come out here. This one go out that way. You got that one going out that way, and this one going up, and another side shoot going that way. So at the end of the season, I'll pick and choose which one looks better for the shape. And I do want to try and reflect its sister over there, but we will see. Everything's going to be its own unique little thing. Here's another nectarine. Yes, that big branch got to go, but I'm not taking any of the big foliage off until fruits are done. That is one of the big misconceptions about pruning. When you harvest, that is the prime opportunity to prune for the next flowering and fruiting cycle. See, this one is a Carla Rose. Smooth Texan 3. I thought that said Texan 2. Maybe it was the tag in the garage. Anyway. So anyway, this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's got 2 on it. Those 2 over there are pretty well ready to go into ripening stage, I guess. You can't really see it on the camera. Yeah, it's about to go into ripening stage. This one's got a little bit more to go. To everybody else's eyes, they think this is starting to ripen. To me, this is starting to ripen because of the coloring. Okay? And it feels different. It's still firm, but it feels smooth. This one feels like a rock. And it's still green. Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, it's all a work in progress. I got flowers in there. Strawberries. Doing pretty good. Here's some more citrus. I have no idea what they are. Got them in the mail. They say they're one thing, but they just don't look right. It's gonna have to wait to find out what the hell they are. I think I got ripped off. They're not really growing anyway, but they're not dying. Anyway, I just want some more of those clementines and shit. This one was wrecked when I got out of the box. It's still recovering. I don't know what to fucking do. Anyway. Giant Fuyu, let's zoom back in there. There we go. Giant Fuyu. Again, I'm not going to trim it because there's fruit setting on it. They just got pollinated by bees this past week. And they're all set to start fruiting. So this is Giant Fuyu. No idea how big it is or how old it is, but it is greening out pretty good. And I'll shape it in the fall with everything else. I got flowers in this bed too. This is a Hachia. I cut the top off last week because there was a weird branch just going off to the side and then up. And it was weighing it way too heavy over to the side. That's why I had to strap a couple poles to it. But then decided to cut it off, and that's my marker anyway. I have a bamboo pole I got from a river in North Carolina and cut it my height, and all my trees will always be my height, and then the split at the top will be my canopy, or serve a second purpose in helping me bush out a tree. Yes, you can bush out anything. Here's another mystery citrus. This one's supposed to be a key lime. I have no idea what the hell it is because it looks like the other one, but the leaves are slightly different and greener, darker. Don't know if that's the health or not, but anyway, more strawberries. This is the apple bed. Get Yellow Delicious. She's got to get trimmed severely, about right there where the knuckle is. But again, in the fall. This is Red Delicious. These are my mom's favorite, so I decided to put those in for her. When you guys get a pollinator for apples, rule of thumb is to just do, let's zoom out, a green and a red is your safe bet. Zoom back out. There we go. So we got Yellow Delicious, that's my green. Red Delicious, that's the red. And as you can see, every single one of my trees are in a 18-inch tall, 2 foot wide by 6 foot long bed. Yes, I'm gonna get a lot of flack from the people on the internet. You can't do that, it's gonna die. Nope. All you gotta do is maintain the size as if you were growing it in a container. And when you grow in a container, make sure you have enough room for that sucker to live for a good while. For example, that is a fig, but the leaf looks funny for now. That was in a container that size, okay? And that was actually in that container. Washed that one out and put my baby in it. So this one is where did I get that one? Lowe's. That's a Walmart, and that's a Walmart. You get them in these little white sleeves in the garden area. My other 4 died because of the weather. I know better this time. Anyway, you gotta give them appropriate size to grow, to give them enough space to actually thrive. So you're gonna see they're gonna be at the same height eventually, okay? The way I do this is that I put the tree in the center, giving it enough equal space on both sides and that side for it to grow outwards, okay? Once it expands to the further point, it's going to start growing inwards, okay? And then they're going to start interacting underground, okay? Then it will become a symbiotic life in the bed, as if they were underground together, okay? This is going to happen with the nectarine and the peaches. I'm hoping with their interaction I can have some type of crossed fruit in the center here, possibly due to pollination and underground communication and interaction, okay? This is not just an experiment, but this is proof that this can work. Now, depending on how much growth you have in the small pot before you plant it, will determine how much space you have to grow outwards, okay? And the way I'm keeping it trimmed, no taller than I am standing tall, will give me the option to either put a canopy right there or bush it out for about 3 to 4 feet down, okay? So imagine from there to about right there where my finger is, nothing but a bush, and it will work. You just have to have spacing between your branches and appropriate sunlight and airflow. That's all you need. And down below, you need enough growth space so it could cycle through every season. Same with my big pots here. Got these at Home Depot. They're labeled as a utility tote. They are labeled as a 21-gallon tote, but if you take the first couple inches away from volume, you're left with a 20-gallon grow bin, and I drilled a shit ton of holes in that sucker, and I use a 5-1-1 mix on everything. This is not complete. This is still too thick, too much binder. I had to stop. As you can see, it's soaking wet. The storm just passed. I gotta start over. So this is all my organic material, fertilizer. I actually put a bag of Fox Farm Happy Frog and Fox Farm Ocean Forest in that mix. And it's hardwood mulch, pine bark mulch, pine bark nuggets, mushroom compost, cow manure compost, a shit ton of Wakefield compost biochar with mycorrhiza, and the last good 2 handfuls of worm castings. Mixed it all up, and then the storm hit. Now it's nice and rich and black, and it's heavy as shit, but it's fertile. I'm in northern central Texas, so a 5-1-1 mix on everything is very important. Here's an example. I just took straight Happy Frog and Ocean Forest from Fox Farm, mixed it bag for bag. One bag is 1.5 cubic feet and the other bag is 2 cubic feet. That's fine. Other than that, I just put pine bark mulch and pine bark nuggets together bag for bag, and that was my mix. So a bag of nuggets, bag of mulch, and then a bag of Happy Frog, bag of Ocean Forest. That's enough drainage material and organic material to have a highly drainable, very happy citrus. And we've had 3 big storms since these 2 citrus have been potted up. Bad storms. That's why I had to tie them off. I didn't want them to snap. Plus I needed them to open up. So, yeah, I just noticed I need to fix that. Anyway, that's the beginning of Squirrel's Garden. I'll have a better, more concise video next time, I hope. Just kind of excited. Just got up. It's early as shit. I apologize for the traffic. This is where I live. Don't get to live in the country right now. Shadow's out there waiting for the squirrel. Hi, Shadow. You waiting? You gonna get the squirrel? No. Just wait. Just wait. Oh boy. Anyway. Yeah. Let's talk about this for a minute before I get off of here. Okay? My method. I put 5-ounce weed barrier down, and it is 30 by 25 feet. And the fence will be going up around it. This week is a basic T-post and wire, steel wire, whatever it is. You'll see it. Basic, that's all it is. It's gonna be 4 foot high. I'm gonna be multi-purposing it as a trellis for all of the grapes. We've got a ton of grapes. And the mulch. So this particular chips, this particular mound of chips was back there with the rest of the mound. It was ginormous. It was actually right where the trees and the soil pile right there is. This whole area where the orchard is was just nothing but wood chips. And there was a giant pecan tree that spanned all the way out, and an arm that came from all the way out here and came down. The stump is like right back there. So we had that chipped and the stump ground so I can work back here. And this is going to serve as an insulator for the summer and the winter. So giving the beds form with the cheap 6 inch tall, 4 foot area right here. You fill it in with chips all the way up to the top, or as far as you can get it, right? You're gonna give a cooling spot for those roots to go. Okay, this will also insulate things from leakage of water and evaporation. Okay, I have not had to water as much since I filled this in. Okay, I even go around the side. Some of this area is almost a foot tall in chips. Like some of these beds are exactly 12 inches tall, and it's almost that high. And because I gave the root zone a cooling area, they're gonna thrive a little bit better. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this season, but next season for sure I'll have irrigation on every last thing. Every last thing. And because of these storms, I haven't had to water either. And with the heat, it's not evaporating that much. Plus I'm using pine bark mulch on top. It keeps things very moist. And you don't lay on a thick layer. Don't do that. I reach in the bag and walk around the garden and sprinkle it on until it looks right. Just sprinkle it on. You don't have to pack it in there. You don't have to, take a rake and put a whole ton of it's never going to breathe. It's never going to flourish. Things aren't going to sprout up from underneath it. All you're trying to do is trap some of the moisture. See, you can see some of the soil because of the watering and the storm. It's shifted. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Just let it be natural. You see them sprouting up between it. And that's good. They even got tomatoes coming out of the bottom still. And that's fine. I'll pluck those later. But as you can see, I'm standing on this and it's firm. That's a lot of wood chip. In a couple of years, these wood chips are going to be some good soil all the way down at the bottom. So we got like 6 inches there, and it gradually goes up to almost a foot tall. And you can see, that's pretty tall. Anyway, traffic's getting bad, cops are getting loud. Maybe I should try and film on a better day. Hope this first 30 minutes of Squirrel's Garden helps inspire somebody to get outside and do something, even if it's something small. Go to Walmart, go get you $5 to $10 start of something. Put it in a decent sized pot. Follow the directions on how to take care of it and get started on developing that green thumb. Get outside, even if it's hot. Put some light colored clothes on, put a hat on, and just enjoy being out with nature, even if you have to listen to the awful traffic. And you can spend time with your shadow, my shadow. Shadow baby, come here. Hey, come here. You too busy hunting? You hunting birdies or squirrels? That'd be a beautiful day, folks.